Hey, how's it going? So, I have cards, and I want to pick up on what I was talking about last video, because I was saying at the end there that I wanted to not talk about things too much, and even as I was saying it, I was like, I don't think that's gonna work. So, I finished and uploaded the video, and then whatever, I was on to the next thing. But on my mind, almost constantly for the next day and a half, I was just getting hammered with all these videos going, you're not there to be cautious. You're here for a reason, and it's not to be timid. And it's like, I need to say what I feel like I need to say, is what the feeling I was getting. I was like, okay, okay. The reason I have reservations is just it's completely common sense and human, just concern for other people, just because the people that might object tend to be retaliatory, and I kind of can't do that, like worry about what's happening with someone else, because really the thing also, hold on, that is important is that I pay attention to my own stuff. And so if I'm not doing something I'm supposed to be doing in order to, like, provide cover for somebody else's thing that they're supposed to be doing themselves, it's like, nope. Yeah, like, I got enough to do. I got enough to worry about. Or people, it is a thing where some of the people that are discussed, not in my videos, but I do reference the people and the videos occasionally and link them occasionally. The primaries, the protagonists in the stories, well, there's people that are plaintiffs and people that are defendants, let's say. So the defendants that the prosecutors would be after, to stretch the metaphor, they're the bad guys. And they're on the team of the people that, like, people that are aware that they have reincarnated for a purpose, call them starseeds, light workers. There's a whole, we love nicknames. So I'll leave the fine details of that to you, but it's getting to the point where I'm feeling it more and more, like, not obligation really, but motivation, to not sit still. Oh God, it's tangled. Yay! I'll get it when I'm done. So I am even going to say what I just have the impulse to say, I guess, but not just blurt. I hope. Like, I want to give this thought for all kinds of reasons. Like, it's a good reason to be thoughtful. It's a good time to be thoughtful before you speak. But things are going so whacked out right now, and now I get, like, what the videos and stuff I was reading was talking about, like, the time ahead when people are going to be freaking the freak out, and some people have to kind of hold it down and understand, like, what's happening. Hold 1 second. I can't, it's too hot. I just, before this, was watching a video, and the person said that people are waking up to, I should link that video actually, people are waking up to the reality that, and I love this because I was just talking about this, that we live in the Truman Show, we live in the Matrix. I was just talking about this 4 or 5 videos back, maybe. And I'm excited because this is someone else that gets what's happening. And he said that the people that he's talking to in the video, and like I said, I'll link it and let him say it, but he was saying that when they start realizing that they live in the Matrix or the Truman Show, and they have to start facing facts, like the video that came right after that was about the struggle right now between like whitewashing the Smithsonian or leaving it as it is, where it just says what happened, particularly with Black History, which is, man, they want to bury that. And if I don't know, like if I was a white kid and all that was going on, and I can only say this from the point of view of me and myself, so do what you will with this, but I'd like to think that if I saw them taking so much trouble to keep something from me, claiming that it was going to harm me, they might consider for themselves, I hope, like, well, wait, do they make the black kids leave so they don't have to hear it? Or, I mean, I have wondered, does anyone even ever give a thought about that? And to be honest, I didn't start thinking about it, like, hearing what happened to, like, my people, like, I don't know, from the past, I felt bad for them, and I was like, thank goodness I don't live back then. I don't know if I could do it. And ironically, I also have thought in the past, boy, I wonder what I would have done during the civil rights era. Woo! Thank God that's over. Ha! Here we go again, I guess. So, and this plays into what I was saying. Like, I have to, like, do more than I have done in the past, which was be like a 6-year-old or something. and address the thing that, getting back to what the guy was saying in his video, once they have to face the truth, they have all of this, like, stuff that was there, manufactured history and whitewashed information, and even as they're trying to cover it up, like, so much of it is coming out, it's insane. And so the point is, he said that when they have to face the facts, they're just, like, losing it. Like, they don't have a frame of reference for how to act. And, I mean, all at once, all of that dropping down on you, I guess, would be a lot. I guess I have sympathy for that. I mean, I have sympathy for that. No one wants to have a bad time. So, anyway, I want to just talk about something that I think when I was a little kid, as soon as I understood the where of where Jesus is supposed to be from, I was like, I mean, I guess there could be blonde families there. But I didn't really, like, stress it too much. I was just like, okay, whatever. And then as I got older and understood geography better and learned some things about the origins of people, of humans, I was like, yeah, that blonde guy is even more difficult to actually take seriously, but I am not going to fight everybody in the world, you know. Just kind of left it there. But I did understand, because of the location, the geology, or geography. Did I say geology before? That's probably really interesting there, too, but I meant geography. There's no way, like, statistically, you're gonna be dark-skinned at least, you know? But at the time, I guess maybe there was, like, a lot more African presence. a lot. And then they were talking to, so I saw this video after the one I'm going to link, and it was talking about Black Jesus. And it's from the same people that made the one, oh no, never mind. Anyway, it's about Black Jesus, and about who always knew it was the case that Jesus was black, and that Abraham was black, and I forget whoever else they said, like, primary people of, like, kind of, like, pop knowledge of, like, the Bible and that stuff. Like, kind of everyone has heard the names at the very least, and so, you know, I'm like, okay, and then in the video, there's, like, churches in Spain where they've just had up the iconography, and it was like very dark people. Like I'm wanting to say Ethiopian looking, but I suppose they could be dark. I haven't seen ones that dark. I mean, these people were like, for an example, Yaphet Kotto from the first Alien movie, black. Like, that guy was super dark. And it seems that's how they're painted, so they look that dark. And the video talks about how I don't know who, like, I don't know, religious historians or somebody, but from, you know, in the Vatican, you know, Jesus is a blonde or white guy, you know, so they would like talk about this dark-skinned iconography in these Spanish churches or wherever else they have it in the world, because there are a lot of other places in the world where, like, the Madonna is fully dark-skinned black. And so the people that are like white Jesus people, I guess, are all, it's just dirty. And it's like, just on the skin and of the face and neck and hands. What selective dirt? That skin paint sure catches dust and things and motes really easily. It just was ridiculous. It's like the E.T. thing. Nope, they couldn't possibly exist. This is the smartest, best world ever. Anyway, so Putin, I guess, also released, I don't know where they got it, or if it was like on their land somewhere as far as the Soviet Union was concerned. I'm just not real sure, but in the video they were talking about he opened up some kind of art vault, and all this religious artwork came out, and it was all of these dark people again with the halos painted behind them, like religious stuff. And they're all, yeah, we know, we've always known, and that's probably true, because this video was talking about places, you know, in Europe in particular, where in some places that stuff has not been replaced. I guess it just goes unmentioned or something. But I don't know when that happened, though. I mean, that video came out today, but there's a bunch of different clips. I'll have to go and take a look and see if it's... I'm sure I can search it. I just wonder how recent it is. Not that it matters, but I haven't heard any discussion about it, although I don't, you know, I'm limited to, like, I'm not limited to it. I just kind of stick to YouTube and don't watch much broadcast television stuff at all. So, as far as news, like, almost nothing. And, so I know I'm missing a lot of what's going on, and I could look further, but I just kind of get stuck in the things that I'm interested in and telescope. But anyway, I could see how that could create some furore or something, and lots of spirited conversation, possibly violence, I don't know. People do not like change, and this would be like shaking people to their core to have to understand and accept, like, yep, they've always been black people. But here's the thing: if you look at like pretty much ancient, any kind of archaeology, ancient archaeology shows of like the Middle East, the people have this hair where it's like very, very clearly curls, individual curls, and every time I see that, I think, man, that sure looks like black hair. And then, but the hair is kind of weird. And then another clip in the video was talking about how black people have always known, like, through church or whatever. And I was like, well, I didn't hear it in my church, but then I went to Catholic church, and it was all black people because of the neighborhood, but all the people running it were white people, and they love to selectify knowledge. Excuse me for a second, maybe it's not too hot now. Oh, good. Cotton mouth. So anyway, so black people have always known. I was like, okay, well, maybe they did in other churches, and so it went into like areas that's not really what I'm going for to talk about here, but it does bring to mind something that I always have wanted to talk about and didn't know how to frame it, and it is that, I mean, I have tried to talk about it, but it is that quality that black people have in the face of everything that's been done to them over like centuries by every country. I mean, every country, and I didn't realize this until recently because I didn't go looking for it. Why would I? Why would I want to hear about how people that look similar to me or look like me have been badly treated? I know the history of every shade of darkness here and all of the trouble that's caused here. So I imagine it's had issues other places. I mean, you certainly hear about it. You don't hear about it in detail because the black struggle is not one that you get to hear about here, at least. I don't know about other places. If, like, Latin countries, way more integrated than here, and even like some of them, I hear I'm using words that seem racist to me, but the people hearing them don't seem to be offended by them. I guess it's like nigger here. So that's good. I mean, I think that's great. But I know people get mad at but I kind of feel like that's great, but everybody I want to be like more integrated with each other. They don't have to adopt each other's everything and approve each other's everything. Just like literally can get along better so that, like, don't you think life would progress better if everybody was like better acquainted with, more willing to just interact with each other, like find ways to like deal with it and get stuff done? Like, we're like blowing it in a lot of ways, like with the controlling with the director of the show, directors, whatever it is, constantly like dropping weather on us as a pitfall, or like having the actors start wars or act kind of crazy ways and all of this stuff. So, like waking up to the fact that that's being done to us, happening, the awakening awareness happening more and more is making me so happy, because that is like a major plank of the goal, like one more thing we can start to tick off the list is we're going to get started or we're going to get started on that. So, yeah, anyway, I'm going to just talk about whatever, I guess. And I don't think I said anything really too shocking, but like I said, this is me talking, so you can see how shocked I am by it. Oh, but one thing I wanted to remember to say was Putin releasing that. I think he would know that here, if enough people heard, like, about Black Jesus and what it was about. Like, the fact that that's only the beginning, and I don't know how well that's going to go over, because people don't even want to hear that slaves mostly built everything foundationally, structural wise in this country. Like, maybe some white architect came up with it or whatever, but I think the people that got snatched from Africa did not come here like empty slates. Like, they came here with skills they had to do stuff at home too, like build homes and, hunt, seek, find, whatever, get the food and provide for the family and man of the house kind of crap and government stuff where there was a bunch of people and you had to have some sort of structural order so everybody wasn't just killing each other for their stuff or whatever. I don't know. I'm just saying, people didn't get brought all the way over here with no knowledge or skills in their heads. Like, so the extent to which they contributed to the actual building may have been more than just like laying bricks or toting logs around or not my field, okay? But you get my drift, right? So, yeah, people can't even hear that black people that were enslaved to be a workforce. If we weren't doing that, what were we doing? Okay, were we all in the field? I think there was more to do than just that. So, again, the gist. So, oh, lovely. let me swallow that. Actually, give me a second. Still going. Yes, you are. Please pardon me. Okay, so anyway, there are people that will like object and say, no, it was all white people doing everything. And I'm like, okay, there's no evidence of that, but okay. Anyway, so I guess I'm done with what I was wanting to talk about. I have a yesterday and today here. So yesterday, number 44, that's going to add up to a total of 8, and that is a number. God, I just had this yesterday. Well, I think it could go with strength here. So this card reads, For thou that fear Mary Magdalene the Christ, fear the true powers of the divine feminine and thy sacred heart. So the interesting thing about all of these powers and divine feminines and sacred hearts is she's talking about like you. Like if it were coming from me, I would be saying it to you. So whoever the you is, that's, I feel like, the spirit of the statement. And I can relate to this in a certain way, and it is that if I have thought that people that have expressed expecting a lot of me in my life when I was younger would feel like disappointment with me because I haven't done something that they thought was like a thing that made you be successful. Like if you had this job or earned this much money or whatever it was, and I'm kind of like, I've always kind of been like, I don't want to work because I don't want to. I mean, I don't mind working, but it's got to be like I can't see myself sitting in a box all day in the same place next to the same person. And yeah, a cubicle, I can't. I mean, I've had a couple of jobs where I've worked on the phone or whatever, but all that other stuff, I just never felt like I could be there. And there's lots of things that I didn't want to pursue as far as professions, like I didn't want to spend 7, 8 years in college, and like to become a doctor, that sounds like, well, that sounds like a whole lot more work than I ever wanted to do. But that doesn't mean I didn't want to do anything. I was just way selective about it. So what I was happy with, for some reason, was not ever like good enough, or I didn't achieve up to some certain standard. Like, who says it's over? Define achieve, define success, define when. So I would say, while I was thinking this to myself, and the reason why I can go into such details about it is because it was all but said to me over the years in many ways, like inferences, if you get my meaning. You know, just certain things that you'd be going, oh, are you talking about me? When you know they're talking about you. Saying it without saying it, basically. And that's okay, I guess, because there were definitely people that, even if it wasn't sincere, the people it was coming from, it wasn't, like, not acceptable. Like, they were family people, so they do want you to, like, not be a drain on the rest of the family once you're an adult. Like, get your own life, get your own stuff, come to visit once in a while, but don't be needing stuff, don't be stealing stuff, for God's sake. Which, hey, 100%, no problem. But, like I said, I don't think in their eyes, I think they have just always kind of been like, what is going on with you? And would think, she must have a fear of failure. But as I think that right now, I'm thinking, well, if you think I'm a failure now, what more do I have? How much lower do I have to go? Crazy. But actually, what I think I have always had is a fear of success, because once I find out what's actually involved in it, again, a bunch more work I do not want to be doing. So I'm likening what the card is saying to this dynamic I have with work and myself. To be like the fear of Mary Magdalene and the fear of the true powers of the divine feminine and the sacred heart is just the fear of what you'll see when the walls come down and you realize, like, it's the Truman Show, and none of everything you thought your whole life was constructed on was real. Like, the bones, the bare bones were there, but the rest was literal set dressing. So, yeah, that's what I think that is. It's like we have this great power, and we're, I think, dimly aware of it. And once we get more information, fearful of it, perhaps, or perhaps you're like me, you don't want to do the work. I'd say I didn't want to work at all. Work can be a lot of different things. Like, when people would ask me, what did I want to do? Like, when I was in high school, like, when you graduate, what do you want to do? You know, and I was like, oh, there's so many things to do. Who the hell knows? There's so many things I don't know that there are to do. There's no way I could give you a decision, or anyone, you know, like, whatever the circumstance at the time, the person asking, I would not know what the heck to tell them other than that. So maybe that's what that's about a little bit, where you just are shocked by the sudden awareness of things, and then it's like you have a whole new set of tools at that point to work with, let alone the underlying power that you yourself have not yet delved into and discovered about yourself. It's a whole new world waiting for you. Okay, so, yeah, you would probably need some strength to bear you through the shocking moments. Okay, so the next card is number 10, and we've talked about the 10 before. In the numerology, you can pretty much do away with the 0, and you have left the master number, which, let me put you on pause here. Okay. Didn't do anything weird, okay. Master number, I got 11. I only wanted 1. Why did you give me 11? Okay, see, I didn't want to take a bunch of time doing this. That's what I get for for using voice text. Okay, here it is. So I'm going to Sacred Scribes, Angel Numbers, which is Joanne's Sacred Scribes. Oops. And you can also just get straight numerology, but they are often the same thing. So I'm going to go ahead and go with the angel number here, since that's what came up first. It must be a sign. And this is I would say Mary Magdalene's of the angelic realm at this point, unless she's reincarnated. But it was, oh God, so what came up? What happened? Get out of here. What are you doing? No, too many ads. Minority Report. No. Trying to go back to the beginning of this thing is like stuck on this one page. Angel numbers, there we go. Oh my God, this is terrible. I haven't been on here for a while. They're really hammering me with the ads here. God, how do I go back to the beginning? There's so much junk. What? I'm not trying to sign in. What the hell? Oh my God. There we go. Okay, I guess I have to be more specific. This is taking way too long. Hold on a second. Oh, shoot, I just started it. Hold on, I gotta stop you again. Okay, I'm like really lame, so are you rolling? Yes. It just went back to 11 again, which is just what this site tends to do is double up on a single number, as in double up in power, I guess. So I don't want that. What the? Okay, I don't know what was happening with the site I was looking at, but there was so many ads, I couldn't see what I was trying to read, so I went to a numerology site instead of the angel number. Like I said, they always seem to come up very similarly meaning-wise, so it says, there are truly only 3 master numbers in numerology, double-digit numbers, that hold a tremendous amount of power and meaning. Having one or more of these numbers in your personal numerology, so it's not answering the question that I wanted to know. It's not... I don't know what is going on, but sometimes I have those days where technology is like, I am going to do what I want. I'm one of those people that blows up the light bulbs and made a brand new computer like eat itself, which was sad. But anyway, you're gonna have to look that up for yourself. The number 1. Just look up the number 1. Leave off the master part, because apparently that means doubling up on the number. It's close to spirit, put it that way. It's like close to the never mind. Look it up. I want you to have the right definition. Okay, so the card reads, our greatest importance is to see the love of God within thyself, all others, and all things. Okay, so I think that that is a great message for now, because we tend to not see each other as a reflection of ourselves. We get really angry and give each other animalistic traits like it's an insult. and we just don't really have very nice things to say about each other. And I gotta quantify this whole statement I started to say, because it's not everyone all the time. There are like hot spots where this happens, where you can have a place where hundreds of people, thousands maybe, are together in the same location. And let's say amusement park, so it's not like a football game or something like that where you gotta choose a side. It's just a place where everyone is gathered. And generally, like if you're at an amusement park, dang it, why did I pick amusement park? Something just happened up in Seattle at the Seattle Center, which is an approximation of an amusement park. And dang it, but generally that's a place where you can be, and just doesn't matter who you are, where you came from. Although I haven't gone to a place like that since the Red Hats have been in play, but I've been to Walmart where they are all over the place and on my street, so they're around. The greatest importance is to see, okay, this, I don't know, I feel like somehow I diverged from this, or thought it said something else, but I also don't remember exactly what I thought it said and what I said, so, yay! Our greatest importance is to see the love of God within thyself, all others, and all things. Well, for one thing, okay, so one, that being like one, the universal source, spirit, one makes sense, the one. It talks about like seeing God in yourself and also others and all things. And I lost my track of thought is why I'm repeating myself. So we'll tend to like put these put these whole overlays on people where we make it so we can't let ourselves relate to them like in each other situation, like it becomes so other that, it's like that, there's a roach in my kitchen, and your first impulse, usually, a lot of people, is to like stomp it out of existence. So, I feel like that's kind of what we do to each other. We, put that much distance between ourselves, and that's like artificial. Or it's not like artificial, it is artificial. We just have to learn how to get over these things, and also recognize that when you look at someone and you're putting like your mentality weirdness on them, and they have no idea you're there, they don't know you're doing it necessarily. Like if you're like glaring at someone's back at the store or something, which you can feel that. I don't know if people realize that. But, there are more important things, but there are people that are like that about other races and other gender things, sexual things, or sexuality things. And, we just find, like, reasons, or we accept reasons that are sort of impressed upon us in various ways, like religion is one of those ways, which it shouldn't be. That should be the last place that is happening. Like that overall should be a place where the whole deal is about. Like to break this down, I feel like is to see, like, the God thing is the ability to see in each other something to love rather than hate, for one thing, or something to not refer to as a thing for another, to see another person or living being or whatever else exists, like the landscape. Like, we tend to move in and just move it out of the way, and it's like, no, that actually needs to be there. It's there for a reason, and not just to look pretty and have bugs that annoy you by biting you. Like, don't come in don't come in their area and make yourself food, because that's how it is there in the wild. Yeah, I think it's about, like, not othering each other and waking up to the reality. Again, like, the Truman Show, that's built into the architecture, the racism. Prove me wrong. In the architecture of the whole Truman Show, for everyone, it's built into the built into the architecture, and I'll die on that hill. Thank you. Am I done yet? There are other things that I want to talk about, but not right now. Thank you, and good night.